2 p.m. case, Louis F. George, 2 Loueys Cantina LLC, trading as 2 Loueys Cantina Bar and Grill, 200 South Haven Street, Class B, beer, wine, or liquor license. Violation of Article 2B10, that's 505 on December 30th, 2012, and on January 1st, 2013. License not conspicuously displayed as required by law. Violation of Rule 4.18. On December 30th, 2012, and on January 1st, 2013, liquor license states no live entertainment or dancing. Police observed approximately 100 people dancing. And on January 1st, 2013, police officer observed 10 people dancing in front of DJ. Violation of Rule .306. On January 1st, 2012, side exit door was locked with a deadbolt. By testifying, please step forward and raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
All right, Mr. White, why don't you go ahead and give up your microphone at this time to Mr. George? And Mr. George, all right, thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, Mr. White. All right, and gentlemen, if you don't, officers, if you don't mind, speaking into the microphone as these hearings are now televised, so everyone in City Hall is watching. So. All right.
Don't step away. Step closer to the microphone.
All right, Mr. Kudensky for the record,
For the record,
please.
Melvin J. Kudensky, 19 East Fast Street, representing the licensee.
All right, admission or denial?
General denials.
Denial it is, okay. Let's, at this time, we'll hear from the Lieutenant at this time, Lieutenant William Colburn IV.
Good afternoon. On December 30th, 2012, at approximately 5 minutes after midnight, I conducted a bar check at 2 Loueys Cantina, trading as 2 Loueys Cantina Bar and Grill under Baltimore City Liquor License LB085 at 200 even South Haven Street. Upon entering the location, I observed approximately 100 people dancing on a dance floor in the southwest corner of the location. Also present was a DJ with a microphone who was using the microphone to speak. At the same time, I looked for a liquor license, was able to locate it, posted clearly on the premises. I asked the employee for the liquor license, and it was produced from a cabinet underneath of the bar. Framed license was produced from within that closed cabinet. Liquor license clearly states no live entertainment or dancing. However, both were occurring at the time of my entry into the bar. I spoke to one of the employees who stated she was the manager by the name of Susanna George, who I believe is the wife of Mr. Louis George. She did not have any identification on her at the time. However, she did have someone go to her home and doors down and get the identification.
All right, thank you, Alderman. It's occurred in Baltimore City.
They did.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant. Any
Yeah,
questions?
just a couple. When you came there as a result of a complaint or just happened to be in the neighborhood?
Just a routine business check.
Okay, and you generally do this in the evening like that?
Yes.
And tell me what a business check means.
Business check is, we conduct checks of any businesses open late at night for multiple reasons, to ensure there are no infractions of the law, or in this case, liquor board violations, also to ensure the safety of patrons who frequent businesses that are open late at night.
I mean, that's all businesses,
Yes.
like Sip and Bite, Giant Food.
Yes.
I mean, had you ever gone in Giant Food asking for their licenses? Or Santoni's, there's a good example.
No.
Okay. Sip and Bite.
I have observed the license in Sip and Bite.
But you've gone in there on a check at 4 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning?
I've gone in there and not noticed anything happening that I believe to be not in accordance with the law to cause me to ask for their license.
Okay, but it
Nor has
wasn't-
any violence been associated with Sip and Bite when I was working, which I can't say about this bar.
There's
which
no
is what
violence
draws
with
my attention
Santoni's
to.
or Giant Food either. Well, why did you bring up violence?
Because I'm more likely to do a business check at a bar that I believe is associated with recent violence.
Okay. And you're checking for violence or you're checking for licenses? That's all I'm asking.
Both.
Okay. And when you said they didn't have the license provision that did you cite the Article 2B? Did you cite Article 2B, Section 505? That's all I'm asking.
No.
You did not. So that was not anything you cited. So the charge here is Article 2B, Section 10505. Okay, so you didn't do that. All right. And then along with that, when you went there was no problems in the place, were there?
There were no fights occurring or anything
No.
to that effect.
Well, people having a nice time. I mean, it's
appears
Christmas.
so.
It's like New Year's Eve. I mean, you know, I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be.
Well, this wasn't New Year's Eve. It was 2 months prior.
Yeah, but it was during the holidays, right?
It was.
Yeah. Well, more people having a nice time? Were they?
They appeared to be.
Okay. I mean, did anybody give you a hard time while you were in there?
No.
Okay. And did you make them stop doing anything?
advised the owner that he was in violation and why he was in violation.
Okay.
What he'd done to be.
But you didn't shut him down or anything?
No,
I mean, he was talked to you, he was cooperative,
he was.
and they did produce the license, correct?
They did.
All right. And have you been back there since then?
I have.
And when you were there for a bar check?
Yes.
And did they have the things that you were bar checking for?
My last visit was not this past weekend, but the weekend prior, I believe, and the area that had been used as a dance floor now has tables in it to prevent people from dancing. The side door, which had been locked on another occasion, was not locked, and I did not observe the DJ.
Okay.
It appears that at least some of the things that I've addressed, Mr. George has corrected.
Now, the question with regard to the locked door, was that your violation or the other officer here?
It was my
It was yours? Well, see, he owned right up to it. No further questions.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we'll hear from, I'm sorry, are you Officer Farah?
Farah, yes, sir.
All right, and that's F-A-R-A-H?
Yes, sir.
All right, and what's your first name, sir?
ASAD, assigned.
Assad, all right, A-S-A-D. All right, Officer Farah, tell us what, if anything, you observed at the subject establishment on New Year's morning, January 1st, 2013.
Good afternoon, sir. On January 1st, 2013, at approximately 0050 hours, responded to 200 block of South Haven to conduct a business check. Upon arrival, I observed 10 people dancing in front of the DJ, which violates liquor board violation, which states that no live entertainment. Also, the side exit door of the bar was locked with a deadbolt, which creates a safety hazard. The license was hidden behind a cabinet on the ground level, which also violates liquor board violation. And that's what I had.
All right, all events occurred in Baltimore City.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Officer Farah. Witnesses with you, Mr. Kadinsky.
What liquor board violation is it with regard to the license? Do you know which number it is?
I'm not sure which number it is, but
So who told you that? I mean, who would have told you that it's a liquor board violation of a rule?
actually, my lieutenant was with me that night and he told me that.
He told you that. But you don't know that for a fact that there's no rule that says that.
I do know, but I just don't know.
You don't know the rule. But you didn't cite him for any particular rule. Just asking a question. And you said there was 10 people in there on
10
New Year's
people
Eve?
dancing, yes, sir.
Have a nice time on New Year's Eve?
They were having a nice time, but
All right, and you cited him with regard to a violation. What violation, was it a fire violation?
it was a hazard violation, basically.
What's the hazard? Tell me what violation number it is.
I'm not sure what violation number it is.
Well, would that be important that you know that?
It's more important that Ms. Schroeder know that when she's going through and doing the charging
Well,
based on these police
But
reports.
the question is, if you're charging a violation, you have health department, building code, and rules and regulations, and fire department. So if it's a violation of a rule, you as being a licensee or a person who's being, you would be entitled to know what it is. And if it's a fire, it's a fire violation number. They have their numbers. Health department has theirs. Liquor board has theirs regarding their rules and regulations, because you give them. So, you know, I just think that all too often, these things are just shotgun without somebody saying exactly what it is. And there's 10 people in the place and there's a deadbolt. What's the violation? Let me give you as an example, you know, as an aside, as we say. Here is a parade. 85,000 people are in the stadium. 10,000, they lock the doors. They lock them in. Do you think anybody would have came and said, my God, this is a violation here? No, it's Party City. They let them go. Here we got 10 people, New Year's Eve. My God, it's the crime of the century here. And, you know, the poor guy's trying to make a living. So I think it's incumbent, if you're going to cite him, if you cite 10-505, when you tell me what violation it is, the zoning code violation, and I'm not putting that in for example, you know more about this. You know, you're not having it. So tell me what part of it is. I'm having a junkyard, but I'm not a junkyard. I'm, you know, something else. Tell me what it is I'm violating. If you don't do that and you just shotgun somebody, I think it's really not fair for the licensee. There's no problems here. Nobody has to have a nice time. So you know, let me know what it is, and if it's a violation, then tell me what rule it is I'm violating.
Any other questions for Officer Farah?
What happened to the deadbolt situation? Did they open it, or what did you say?
Actually, they were open,
So you left with the deadbolt still being closed? Well, okay, so much for that.
All right, any questions for Officer Farah, Commissioners?
No.
All
I
right,
got one from Mr.
For me?
Kaminsky, yes.
I'm on.
What's a panic bar?
And that
On the
depends,
door.
it depends.
You made a reference to the stadium, so I just thought maybe you can be locked from coming in, but you can easily come out with a panic bar.
No, they don't have panic bars on the gates. If you go by those big gates, that's the ones they closed.
I was
and
just
they-
addressing the one that you say door, so
Well,
I'm finishing. I will make
Well,
you
let me
answer.
say, I will just tell you a little, another aside. When I was on the Amusement Advisory Safety Board, they have panic bars on rides, amusement rides, which most people don't even know where they are, because if they did, they'd be flying through the air. But they have those there. They have panic bar. You don't have them here. You don't have them in City Hall. There's no panic bars here, except for the back door. But you go out the front door, there's no panic bar there. Anyways, like that. Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kaminsky. All right, Officer Farah, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Just
Thank
step
you.
up. You have no sense of making a motion, because I know what you're going to say. State your name and address for the record, please.
Louis George.
Now, you've been a licensee there, and you were there when these events occurred. Let's go back to the deadbolt situation. Was there a request that you keep that door closed?
There was
And it was a request by a liquor board inspector?
the liquor board inspector.
And why would that door to be kept closed?
To keep the noise level down a bit from folks across the street.
You have a retirement home.
Yes.
That's where that door opens up. Now, since that time, you've replaced it with a panic bar?
Since that time, the door has not been locked while patrons were in the location, and I have contracted with a place on Pulaski Highway to have a panic bar installed. Because the ones that sold at Home Depot don't fit.
Okay. And regarding, this was during the holidays, that you had these events that people when there were dancing, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you were trying to tell me before, it's more of a cultural type thing for the Hispanic community?
Yes.
But you were applying for a live entertainment. In fact, got a letter from Kevin Bernhardt that they were in favor.
In favor, yes.
The problem is the zoning is trying to get through the zoning consistent and the zoning area, is that correct?
Correct.
And you are presently in conversations with the city councilman trying to rectify that?
Gene Kraft, yes.
Yes. And you have taken that empty space and you put, pursuant to the tenant says, you put the tables and chairs there.
Yes, that's correct.
And regarding the license itself, it is in a frame, is that correct?
The license is in a frame, and it's stored in a nice little cubby hole that Bud Polino created.
Yeah.
And it was in that frame, however, there was a cooler in front of it, so that's why the officer couldn't see it.
You understand that what the rules and regulations are, if they were cited to your property, you know now what they're talking about, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. I'm nothing for unless the board has any questions.
I don't have any questions for,
I do.
all right.
All my stuff is small. You say a liquor board inspector instructed you to close the door, or did he tell you to lock the door with a deadbolt?
No, he didn't say lock it with a deadbolt.
I just want to clarify that. Right. You have no live entertainment on your license. Did you understand what that meant?
Yes.
But in dancing, you have live entertainment dancing. And that's the problem that I have because.
What about the DJ, the licensed or the contracted
Well, let's go to the
DJ?
dancing part.
Well, let's start with the DJ. You need, I think that's the
DJ
prerequisite
the
for
DJ,
dancing.
if he talks and it has speaking parts, probably could be considered live entertainment, as well as a bartender who does magic tricks.
Or a DJ could be considered someone to influence the start of dancing,
Yeah.
aside from
Or-
ambiance.
But we're in two Loueys. They play Louie. As soon as you hear that, what do? You perk up?
No,
You
sir,
might get
I
up.
don't.
You don't remember Louie. But, you do that. Or somebody that they're married and it's Valentine's Day, and they play secondhand rose, and the tears come down their eyes. And they decide they want to go ahead and do a couple dances. You say to
I would
yourself,
understand that. What about a
what's the point?
dedicated dance floor to accommodate the dancing and in addition with the
All the things
DJ?
that are happening in this city is absolutely a de minimis type thing. It's absolutely de minimis. You can't, right in front of my building, big brawl today or something. Who knows where, some young kids don't like, somebody disrespected somebody. Next thing you know, there's 15 police cars, people rolling around, you're saying stuff. Let them dance. Don't let them spit at each other and fight each other. Let them dance. Let's dance. You saw like that, wasn't it? let's dance. I just want to, I'm not trying to, it is what it is, and I don't want to make it a big deal. He understands that he has to go through the zoning aspect of it. They're all trying to make a living. It's Christmas holidays. You know, I even danced a little bit under your seat. I did.
Did you put on your red dress?
I did. I had red socks. I had one red sock on. I don't put two on.
Well, Mr. Gdansky, we certainly appreciate your defense of romance on this day, Valentine's Day today, so we'll
Without love,
take all that into
without love,
account.
what is there?
All right. Is there anything else, Mr. Gdansky?
I
Thank
can
you.
also add.
Yes, sir.
During the Ravens Super Bowl, the victory, our Ravens, on the news, I watched almost everybody, people were jumping and hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Is that dancing?
Dancing in the streets? Yeah.
Martha Vandella.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to go off the record at this time. Let's go on the record. February 14th, 2013, Louis F. George, 2 Loueys Cantina, trading as 2 Loueys Cantina and Sports Bar, 200 South Haven Street, Class B, various violations alleged on or about December 30th, 2012 and January 1st, 2013. All right, so Mr. George has appeared today with counsel, Mr. Gdansky. We have had a chance to examine Officer Farah and Lieutenant Colburn. They've submitted their reports to us as well. The board has relied on them. What is uncontroverted is that the lieutenant, doing a business check, which is pretty standard operating procedure in the Southeastern District, stopped by the bar on or about December 30th and saw what was obviously live entertainment, 100 people dancing, somebody on the mic, both specifically prohibited on the very license itself, says no live entertainment or dancing, and asked them to cease and desist at this time, indicated that they were in violation. Also discovered that the deadbolt deadbolt door was not, I'm sorry, in the case of Lieutenant Colburn on December 30th, noting that the license was indeed not in a conspicuous and easily readable place, and charged in that regard. Licensee didn't really have a defense to offer as to what was going on that date. So the licensee is guilty under Rule 4.18 for the December 30th charge, 2012. It is a $200 fine on the 4.18. With respect to the license under Article 2B, Section 10505, on December 30th, not having the license in a conspicuous place is, we find you guilty by preponderance of the evidence, but it's a $25 fine for that charge. So, not a big deal, right? But then Officer Farah, on a business check 2 days later, stops by after Lieutenant Colburn has clearly explained the law of the land to the licensee in this matter. In Officer Farah's report, he indicates again that he entered the business, that there were less people dancing this time, but still clearly live entertainment or dancing activity going on at that time. He appears to be credible, as does Lieutenant Colburn. We have no reason to believe that a business check is predatory in any way or a gotcha. You're doing your job. And that's where the evidence that you bring us, Officer Farah, gives us more concern, because 48 hours prior, your supervisor was in there telling them basically, not to do this, and they do it anyway. It's New Year's Day. Can you control your customers all of the time? Maybe you can't some of the time, but the one time you got to control your customers, it's just 2 days after the police, when your establishment telling you don't do this very thing. So at least for a few days, you better be vigilant. And we believe that Mr. George wasn't vigilant and allowed for live entertainment or dancing to occur on January 1st, 2013 in the early hours of the morning. Officer Farah's report is credible. We find the licensee guilty of a Rule 4.18 violation. That is, licensee allowing the commission of an act contrary to a state or local statute, law, or ordinance. And indeed, by preponderance, we find the licensee guilty. That will be a graduated fine based on the flagrancy of recommitting an act within 48 hours of having been cited. That's a $750 fine. So it's $950 for dancing. It's $50 for for the two deadbolt violation, I'm sorry, for the two license placement violations under 10505. For sentencing purposes, we do find you guilty of the deadbolt violation as well. On January 1st, an Officer Farah's report will suspend the fine in that matter. It's $1,000 and $125 hearing fee. Do you have any questions? All right, thank you very much.
When can you need time to pay it, or can you pay by next week, or when is it?
Within 30 days.
What's that?
Yes.
All right, we got an answer. Yes, 30 days from today's date. Thank you very much, Mr. George. Thank you, Mr. Kaminsky.
We won't have a benefit there.
All right, all right, thank, officers, it's always a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you very much. We're off the record.
Mr. George.
And we are adjourned.
And we'll begin Valentine's Day.
That's right.
Nice to see you.
What a good man.
Listen.